Dealing with a narcissistic wife is not easy, but there are techniques that can make it less frustrating. In this video, we will go over 9 tips for dealing with a narcissistic wife. Make sure to watch until number 1, because it's something you've probably never thought of before. Number 9, accept that your wife is a narcissist. There are many techniques to determine if someone is a narcissist or not. If you've been attempting to determine if your wife is one, this may assist you. If you feel lonely, that may be a clue that she is a narcissist. After they marry, narcissists often attempt to isolate their spouse from their friends and family. This is a systematic and long procedure. This is an area in which they excel. You may even begin to question why you ever made friends in the first place. They will talk negatively about your friends and family to the point that you will be inclined to avoid them. Narcissists will gaslight you and make you feel insane. When you attempt to address a problem, they will respond with statements such as, "Can't you take a joke?" or "I never said that." Another indicator that your wife is a narcissist is if, before marriage, she was always showering you with praise, but after marriage, the sentiment shifted radically, and now she only showers you with compliments when other people are around. She wants to seem like she's a good wife because it helps her feel less insecure and makes her feel good about herself. She may be deliberately attempting to make you envious. Have you ever suspected that your wife was attempting to make you jealous? Has she ever purposefully flirted with someone in your presence? If so, she is almost certainly doing it on purpose if she is, in fact, a narcissist. In addition to trying to make you jealous, she will also be somewhat envious of you. She may get very resentful if you spend time with another person, even if it is one of your own children. If you're married to a narcissist, she'll continuously criticize you. One of the most upsetting aspects will be if she tells you that you are not a good parent. Often, the narcissistic spouse is not as interested in child rearing as the other parent, but enjoys criticizing their spouse for their child rearing abilities. Additionally, they may speak negatively about you to your family and friends. This is another method they use to isolate you so that you would have no one to turn to but them. Number 8. Don't allow the narcissist in your life to define you. Your narcissistic wife will attempt to define you and not in a positive way. Refuse to accept a narcissist's idea of you. They may accuse you of being slothful, selfish, inept with money, or having other bad traits. Recognize that these statements are untrue and that you are not obligated to accept them. Don't relinquish your control. Allow no one else to make your decisions for you. Think of yourself as the strong, self-sufficient individual that you are. Maintain your integrity. All of your life choices should be based on what is best for you. Ensure that you have a support structure in place and are not just talking to the wall. Narcissists often give their partners the silent treatment when they are upset. When this occurs, ensure that you have someone to confide in, such as a friend or family member. Engage in some activity with your children. You may write in a notebook or perhaps seek counseling. Number 7, confront her with candor and strength. When narcissists engage in romantic relationships, they often assume they're the only ones who are flawless. And if they have difficulties in their relationship, they blame others. It doesn't matter if it's people at work, at home, or in social circumstances. Additionally, they have no qualms about going to any length to get what they want. They lack compassion for others, and they need attention. They crave admiration, and they sometimes take credit for other people's efforts. They may be quite disrespectful to their coworkers and then abruptly alter their conduct when their supervisor walks in. In order to seem pleasant and hardworking, they may appear to be friendly. Their conduct at home might have a significant influence on the family. If you marry one and she becomes your wife, she may be quite critical of you. She may be aloof and domineering, which may make you feel insignificant, disregarded, and lonely. If you're in a relationship with a narcissist, it may be very difficult and draining. The only way to cope with it and avoid losing your mind is to have the ability to let her know when things disturb you. Do not just flee. Inform her of any concerns you have. Be brave, consistent, and truthful. Number 6, see her for who she is. When they set their minds to it, individuals with narcissistic personalities are very adept at turning on the charm. You may be lured into their grandiose notions and promises. This may also contribute to their popularity in professional environments. However, before you get sucked in, observe how they treat others while they are not on stage. If you discover them lying, manipulating, or openly disregarding others, There is no reason to expect they would refrain from doing the same to you. Regardless of what someone with a narcissistic personality may say, they are unlikely to prioritize your goals and needs, and you may encounter opposition if you attempt to bring up this subject. If you're enjoying this video, then make sure to subscribe and leave a comment saying, "I subscribed," and we will personally respond to your comment. Number 5. Expect some pushback. You can anticipate a response if you confront someone with a narcissistic personality. Once you speak out and establish limits, they may respond with their own demands. Additionally, they may attempt to mislead you into feeling guilty or thinking that you are the unreasonable and controlling one. They could attempt to elicit pity. Prepare to defend your position. They will not take you seriously the next time if you take a step backward. Number 4. Be prepared if she reacts to things in an extreme way. Are you wondering how to cope with a narcissistic wife? When married to a narcissist, the best method to cope with her is to read and monitor her personality and attempt to build good dialogue with her when she exhibits narcissistic characteristics in order to discover healthy solutions. A narcissistic wife may be particularly sensitive to criticism while also being excessively critical of others. While they may seem to have healthy self-esteem, their arrogance is often a sign that their self-esteem is really vulnerable. As a result, avoid criticizing your partner and explain your opinions with tenderness. Occasionally, demonstrating proper communication might assist a narcissistic spouse in discovering new methods to connect with you when they are dissatisfied. It's often tough to know how to navigate the challenging terrain of disagreeing with a narcissist. Over time, you may identify their patterns of anger or annoyance and gain an understanding of when it is okay to provide constructive feedback and when it is not. If your spouse is prone to violent outbursts whenever there is an argument, it may be wise to get treatment from a skilled mental health professional or couples counselor who can help you both learn to communicate more effectively in order to minimize these furious outbursts. Number 3. Figure out what her weaknesses are. The greatest method to deal with a narcissistic spouse during tough times is to learn about their priorities. If you understand their priorities, you are more likely to discover ways to connect with them, even when they seem excessively angry or disturbed. For instance, one of narcissists' most prevalent fears is not being in a position of control. That is not to say, however, that a narcissistic person is always unpredictable and may not be swayed by your effort to persuade them to concentrate on what you believe is most important to them. Surviving married life with a narcissistic woman might seem like riding a chaotic roller coaster that takes you through unfamiliar territory and causes you to experience emotions you never imagined. Being married to a narcissistic lady is not always easy. It is critical to make love your anchor while navigating a relationship with a narcissist. While many people would prefer to divorce a narcissistic spouse or husband, only a select few have the courage to navigate the ups and downs of these sorts of relationships and live a happy married life. If you genuinely love your spouse, it's important to be adaptable, to give chances, and, if all else fails, to seek out a professional who can assist you in determining if your relationship is healthy for both of you. Number 2, maintain a positive attitude. It's difficult to have a cheerful attitude when someone is criticizing you or making you feel inadequate. Remind yourself that a narcissistic brain is not properly wired. Their elevated sense of self-worth is not intended to diminish you, but rather to compensate for their poor self-esteem. Have you ever heard the expression, "there is a thin line between love and hatred"? Many narcissists have low self-esteem and inflate their egos by making others feel inferior. Keeping a happy mindset may be quite difficult. You may feel the desire to yell, hurl objects, and express your rage. However, it is vital to learn to smile and to use good energy to counteract their negativity. Number 1, try to have a sense of humor. Thus, we've established that there are days when you want to shout and weep in frustration at the activities of a narcissist. Rather than having a breakdown in response to one of these individuals, why not maintain a sense of humor? Laughter is the greatest medicine, and just smiling may make you feel better. Positive actions may be countered with something amusing. For instance, if they make a remark on your clothing, why not disarm them by stating that you agree and are in desperate need of a new wardrobe? Inform them that you are collecting funds to help buy new clothes and would appreciate it if they could contribute to the cause. Rather than argue with them and give them the last word, convince them that they are correct and attempt to include a joke into the mix as well. When they begin to spread negativity and blow up, use comedy to deflate their balloon. And if you like this video, then check out these related videos to see more. And make sure to like this video to let the algorithm know you'd like to see more videos like these.